You want to go to General Jack Keane on that last item that Nate raised, the possibility of Belarus getting involved. General, what do you think of that?
Well, I think it's unlikely, possibly with rockets and missiles and things like that for sure. But Belarus doesn't have much military capability. They've only got a few brigades, and their performance would be actually worse than what the Russians are doing. So even if they do get involved, it will not be militarily decisive. Certainly what's been reported here is significant. The Russians have taken the Luhansk Oblast, in our words, a province, and that's the eastern province of the Donbass. But they started in April, Neil, and this has been really tough for them. They focused all of their resources on this one axis of advance to be able to take the remaining cities in Luhansk Oblast. And it has cost them dearly. They have suffered significant casualties, so much so that even Putin this weekend, after he pinned medals on the 2 4-stars who were involved in this operation. And by the way, they were involved at the tactical level. It was very unusual for people of that rank. And he said that his forces needed to rest. And that's an understatement. They need to refit and rearm. It's going to give the Ukrainians, Neil, an opportunity to conduct counteroffensive operations. And we'll see if the supplies and the arms and munitions that are promised them are going to keep coming, because without it, they won't be able to succeed.
Are you surprised, General, that best of our knowledge, no one has tried to overthrow Vladimir Putin? There's been no coup. There's been no uprising. There might be things happening behind the scenes, but what do you think?
Well, first of all, a couple of reasons for that. Number one, it's a great question, but the majority of the people in Russia are still supporting this war based on Putin's narrative of the war, which is a false narrative. That it's Ukrainians who started this because they were conducting genocide against Russians who were in the Donbass region. Russians and also Russian-speaking Ukrainians, excuse me. And so it's a completely false narrative. The second thing is that Putin has knocked off all of his political opponents, and he's been, intense about that ever since he took power back in 2000. Much as we've seen President Xi do so successfully in China as well. So the idea that somebody can put something together and do that, they'd have to take control of some part of the military, and based on all the evidence we have, Putin's military is still very loyal to him. So I think that's very remote that something like that will happen.
General, I always wonder how this ends. Obviously drags on and on and on. I cannot imagine Putin leaving the country and all the lands that he has taken over, now close to a quarter of the Ukraine proper, and just saying, all right, back to you guys, I'm out of here. And we've already heard in polls, 89% of Ukrainians, if it involves giving and leaving any land with the Russians, they're dead set against it. So where does this go? How does this end?
Well, we don't know for sure, but there certainly are some pretty unsatisfactory endings for the Ukrainians and President Zelensky. And certainly just freezing it in place, not good for them, because that's what we were in 2014. That means there's hundreds of thousands of Russians in southern Ukraine, that the Ukrainian economy is literally cut off because there's no exports, agriculture exports coming out of the country because the Russians are blockading it. That would economically devastate the Ukrainians. Even if there's some kind of negotiation, I don't believe Zelensky would ever agree for Russians taking more territory than what they had prior to February 24th. The best of all options obviously are that Zelensky is able to achieve what he wants, and that is drive the Russians off his land, at least the territory that the Russians have gained since February 24th. And even with that, Putin will still have a presence there, and I don't believe he's ever going to give up on the aspirations to take the country over and topple the government. This is going to be a problem that we're going to be dealing with for years to come.
For years to come. Wow. All right, General, thank you, I think, very much. Jack Keane, Fox News strategic analyst.